So when you think, oh yeah, the next game we should play is a Zelda game, did you ever think it should be something not from Nintendo? Because we play on the 64DD today, baby.
Apparently, so is Fairy Boy.
What is 64DD? I'm an American. I don't know what that is.
Good question, because even Japan barely got to know what this little add-on was. So a little bit of history as we get to hear about the story of this game, as this is a ROM hack of Ocarina of Time that's specifically made for the N64 disk drive add-on, the 64DD. The 64DD did not have a long shelf life, like at all, but it was supposed to be an extra way of devs being able to put more content in their games because they had a much bigger file size. And this ROM hack actually takes advantage of that specific peripheral. I'm playing this on the Wii Virtual Console. I don't have access to a 64DD, but if you did, this does work on real hardware.
So you mean to tell me this is a thing not betting made by Nintendo? It's one of them dirty ROM hacks?
Yes.
We don't tell them that because otherwise the Nintendo ninjas may be at our door.
Can I actually say I actually like this kind of art style for the story?
It is really expressive, and it does fit this world really well for the medieval time kind of aesthetic that Zelda has. But the plot of this basically is that there are two different sides to this world, a dawn side and a dusk side. And what happened in the past was there was an evil creature that was in the dusk side that took control of everything. So that side's basically all full of evil. The dawn side is the side that we get to start on. That's the side that's filled with like actual livable conditions, and this is where society is. So one day, Hero is supposed to wake up and be able to fight off the evil on the dusk side. They didn't mention that Hero was 8 years old. That's us.
An 8-year-old child? Where have I ever seen this before?
I don't know. Not like we haven't played that game before.
I don't know what an Ocarina of Time is.
It feels far-fetched. Something from the Wii ages of long ago.
The Wii ages?
I don't get it. This is supposed to be 64DD. Where are the DD jokes?
I don't know. You're playing this on the Wii, so I figured you'd know what it was.
That is a big bed. Why does that take up half the room?
Yeah, it's like, what is that? It can't be king size. That's double king.
Yeah. And it's all fit for a child.
Yeah, apparently. So this house has a lot of different little world building, little notes that you can read. So it's just kind of a thing that's supposed to get you into the area more. This is a very short game. It's only about an hour long and doesn't have too much to it in terms of collectibles. We will be going out of our way to get all the heart pieces, the bottles, items, stuff like that. So by the end, we will have everything in the game.
This is a pretty nice village.
Very short adventure.
That's a nice one. And everything about it, it's custom too, as we can hear a lot of custom music for it. This area does have custom maps, which if you talk to anyone who tries to make any kind of ROM hack for Ocarina of Time, apparently the maps are really hard to make in the game because it's not the same as just putting in an image and calling it a day. It's almost like creating a whole new area. So seeing this game have custom maps, that's nice.
And she just gives you the slingshot? That's nice too.
Nice old lady. Give me weaponry.
Give me my stuff.
Unfortunately, this game does not have fast text, so we gotta sit through all this. Make it a standard.
Oh.
Does feel like that's more of a standard by today's age of ROM hacks. I've played a lot of newer Ocarina of ROM hacks that actually have stuff like that. Because nowadays, a lot of these take a lot of notes from randomizers.
Huh, that character looks familiar.
feel uncomfortable. Like someone's watching me all the time. Asking me to play a digging minigame or something.
Yeah.
So I gotta go get this chest and get out of here.
You got the sword, the villager's sword, not the Kokiri sword, the villager's sword.
What's a kokiri?
What's a kokiri?
Oh yeah, we can borrow it for a while, whatever a while is at this point. It don't matter, mine now.
You know, I love how they say that in Ocarina as well, and it's just like, no, I'm never giving this back. What you talking about?
Yeah. Oh, it gets even worse for the sequel game because then they just let Link keep the Kokiri sword and he takes it to a completely different land. Like, oh, okay, so I guess it's not a problem anymore. He just owns the sword.
Yeah. Didn't pay for it or nothing.
Oh, just a gift now. That's how we're gonna word it.
That wimpy kid, dude, you're just like skin and bones, dude.
You want to say wimp again? Louder? I do have a knife on my back. I will shank you.
It's a giant knife.
Hey, don't call me a loser. That's it. I'm getting my knife. I'm gonna sharpen it.
Rude!
Getting my knife, Kupo.
Exactly.
Sharpening my knife, Kupo.
Yeah, this guy's a nice old pessimist. I'll survive. I'll show you.
Hey, I was gonna say, Lester, just because he calls you a loser doesn't mean you get to jump off the cliff.
Yeah, it's like, well, time to drown. Hey, drowning has its benefits. You get an empty bottle out of that. So unfortunately for us, because of how short this game is, there are only 2 bottles. If you know your Zelda games, bottles are some of the most important items, so it would be nice to have more, but we'll have more than enough to get through the game. You really don't need bottles for anything in this adventure outside of one specific situation later on with a dungeon. And yes, this does have a dungeon. A dungeon.
One dungeon.
Uno dungeon.
So you will want to grab a bottle, and that's the easiest one to get.
What if the dungeon was actually called One?
It's like just a petition to rename the dungeon now. 1. Endgame area, just call End.
Hey, making things easier, okay? Alright, the flowers look bad.
Oh gee, a red rock. I wonder if we're gonna get something that can break red rocks in this game. I'm gonna also preference that sentence by saying, this is a child-only ROM hack, no adult Link. If you know your Ocarina of Time, you already have some questions. I have one. This guy has legs? That's half a joke, but half a real thing, because if you actually get like a free cam in any of the shops in Ocarina of Time, the shopkeepers in any store, none of them had legs. They actually went out of their way to model this Goron's legs.
I know, because in Ocarina of Time playthrough, you picked up the shopkeeper at one point.
Yeah.
So I know.
Yeah, if you have a 20 quiver, which is real messed up, yeah, you can pick up some shopkeepers. Like the one in archery. And that one is a funny one.
It's like the Lost Woods, except not as lost.
We're not lost.
Yeah, there's not really that much to do in this woods, so you're not really gonna get lost, thankfully.
Thankfully.
We got a little puzzle here, and immediately we're gonna turn around and not do it, because there's another puzzle we have to solve in the beginning area. That chest is kind of deep into this Dawn Grove wood area, but remember, it's there for later. That later will be like 5 minutes from now, if that. Not that far away.
It didn't say later, it's just like, this is like a hour-long ROM hack. How long later is it gonna be?
Exactly.
To the very end.
And it is kind of a clever thing, because you can see that area when you walk into that section of Dawn Grove, but you have to go really far around to get to it. So, a little bit of foreshadowing of where an item could spawn.
More Deku Babas.
We're used to them by this point.
You can hear off in the distance when you lit that torch in front of us, there was a gate opening. Now, this is something I'm going to preference since this is our first Ocarina romhack we're covering on this channel. We may cover more in the future, but there's a quirk with Ocarina where the camera can't really show that many different interactions all that well. Like, for example, a gate opening in a different area, so you really have to remember where certain things are and listen to audio cues, because sometimes the camera won't do justice to certain actions happening. This is more of a limitation to Ocarina of Time than anything else.
You're telling me that Ocarina of Time isn't perfect?
Yeah, oh man, it's like this game has some weird jank or something.
I thought this game was perfect. It had 98 on Metacritic.
I love how we said it just, oh yeah, the game's perfect. It's like, did you know we just performed a glitch there?
Yeah.
It's the classic Pokemon situation where it's like, can you actually play through the whole game without a glitch? Impossible. Like literally Gen 1, within the first minute booting the game, you already encountered a glitch. Because there's the wrong cry for the Pokemon in the intro.
I don't know. I think I played through Ocarina of Time my first time without a glitch.
I don't know, you probably did power crouch without knowing it. Because that is the Pokemon glitch of it literally just happens. And there's no way of knowing it.
Yeah.
Also, this is our second and final empty bottle. So hey, I already got all the bottles. All 2 of them.
No more bottles. Banjo-Kazooie would be thankful for that.
I mean, we could technically make more if we didn't care for certain items in our inventory, like nuts or sticks. But we're not going to do that. Just gonna stick with what we got.
How did they not know all these chests were out here?
I know, come on, people. You didn't bother to look around. I mean, look, free strength.
It's like a ROM hack. It's like Christmas. I'm sorry, that's a Borderlands quote. That's not a randomizer quote.
Could be. Somewhere.
I mean, if you're in a loaded area, that can be a randomizer quote. You go in the GTG and you find all your items all at once in Ocarina Randomizer. It's like Christmas in here.
It's like Christmas.
Alright, so this one's kind of interesting. You may have saw that door that we just passed on the way up these stairs. It was open. That's not a real door, technically. That's an unused object in Ocarina of Time. We'll see on the way out here. There's a door that was left unused in Ocarina of Time where it can stay open like this, and you try to go up to it, and it won't open up. Supposedly meaning that's supposed to be just someone behind the door, keeping it shut permanently. In this case, it's kind of funny, because on both sides, there's no one surrounding the door, so I had to blow a hole in the wall because of a ghost door.
It's Boo.
Just constantly pulling the door shut.
Hey man, he's a guest there. He just wants his privacy, okay?
He's always hiding his face anyways whenever you face him. So. Where are you taking that chicken, boy?
To dinner.
I'm gonna give it to the guy who called me a wimp. Sir, can you stop? I hate picking up cuckoos on a slant like this because they just don't cooperate. I need to do all this because there's 2 more collectibles we need to get up here. One's a heart piece in a chest, another one's a heart piece in a rock, and this cuckoo will lead me to both. Question is, will the cuckoo cooperate?
No, they never do in these games.
No, yeah, they really don't. Did you know, and I only learned this recently, that apparently the cuckoos in this game have 5 to 8 HP, and it's random what they have before they go berserk. That's a fun fact that no one really knew about until recently.
What?
That's weird.
Yeah. There's a speedrun in Ocarina of Time called Low Percent All Dungeons that requires you, for like one of the beginning tricks, to use a cuckoo dive to get into bottom of the well early, but you have no items. You have to throw a pot at this cuckoo. So you just have to pray that after hit number 4, it's lined up for hit number 5 to take the damage and be spooked. Otherwise, just keep on throwing pots and hope.
Oh my
gosh.
Yeah, that was a tight jump. We didn't need to do that. But we did it anyways.
We got a secret gem piece of heart.
Yep. Roof guy is always heart guy.
Yep.
This is the only heart container you get in the game?
No, there's more. I mean, let's see, there's another piece of heart right here.
Oh, hey, look, there's another one right there.
It's actually kind of funny, and I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit on this one. The final boss of this game will drop a heart container, and once you grab the heart container, you go in the blue warp, you end the game. So there is one heart container in this that really you don't need to collect. By the time you get it, it's worthless. But you can get it, and it makes you feel good. So that gate we opened up earlier from lighting a torch, now we can light one of the other temporary torches here. So we can light them all in a single go, and this will spawn another chest. This you don't actually need for anything, but I will recommend getting this before going to the next major area. No more wood, all metal now. And what's nice is that this is technically Hylian Shield from Ocarina of Time, but in base Ocarina of Time, you know that Hylian Shield takes up the entire back of Young Link, so you can't use it with another thing, like say your sword, for example, which is really annoying. But in this ROM hack, they designed the shield to fit Child Link, so that is a normal shield for the said character. It's not just gonna take up his entire backside.
Well, that's a good thing.
So once you get that shield, there's no reason to use the wooden one anymore, which is nice.
It won't burn.
So we'll swap to that next time we gotta pause.
Music's interesting, at least.
Yeah, all the original music in this is really good. I've noticed that with a lot of Ocarina ROM hacks. When they have original music, it is really fitting for the environments. Very atmospheric. And then you get Bomb Track in Master of Time, and that's just a meme, but that's a whole other story. Listen to that version of that song, and then the original song it's based off of, and it is funny to listen to those side by side.
Great Dusk. Okay.
Yeah, so now we're actually on the Dusk side of the Dawn and Dusk world. This is supposed to be the area that's more filled with evil.
Oh no, a bomb. That's evil.
Yeah, what's more evil is trying to get this bomb to hit the rocks. There's no great way of hitting these rocks.
Oh, it's like those rocks on the mountain.
Yeah, basically, like on the way up the Death Mountain Trail. Very similar situation. You can get lucky and wedge this bomb flower, like, on the side on the left between the wall and the rocks. Not the easiest to do, but you can do it. Otherwise, just time it right. So this is the only real use that we needed bottles for, blue fire. So if you don't have a bottle at this point, you will have to go back and get at least one, because blue fire is pretty important in this game in general.
Can you beat it without it?
I mean, if you find a way around the red ice blocks, maybe, but to my knowledge, that's not a thing. You would normally need to clip through with, like, a Hess from a bomb, for example. You don't get bomb bag in this, as a spoiler.
Oh.
A bottle's required.
Jeez, Lester, don't spoil a game for us.
That's the funny thing. I'm thinking in my head, too, is like, of all the things that there's a specific glitch you can do with your sword in this, it's called Quick Put Away, and it gives you damage properties like all these different things. Sadly, blue fire is not one of the objects for that damage output. If that was the case, you could probably just use that glitch and it'd be fine. Because that glitch gives you like all these other properties, like slingshot or arrows, hookshot, fire, ice. It gives you so many different properties. But not blue fire.
That's so weird.
It is a very weird glitch.
Nice.
I don't need to bother. Just gonna take my bombs and throw them. That's all we needed it for. We just needed to expose the bomb flower in a rock. That's it. Can't reach the other rocks from here, but now with the other bomb flower, we will later.
Hate to hit.
It's fine. We got the hearts.
We got the power.
Ooh, mysterious arrow on the floor. I wonder what we should do.
Not play the ocarina?
Apparently. I mean, we don't even have one, so how do you play a thing you don't have?
Imagine in your mind?
I was gonna say ocarina items, but that does actually work too.
You know, you can buy a cheap ocarina at the store, Link.
Too bad no one here sells them.
Dark side. I meant to say Dusk Side Tunic, and I said Dark Side Tunic. What is this Dark Side from Kingdom Hearts? Put it on his face.
I was just gonna say, it's like, okay, this is not a mask.
I like the tunic color, though.
Yeah, it's a nice purple. Like, the tunic colors in this in general are pretty good.
Think fast, Chuckle Nuts!
Oh my god.
You shouldn't have rolled, Link.
Okay, Scout.
I haven't heard that in years.
Oh gee, a rusted switch over in the corner. I wonder what item in this game interacts with rusted switches. Is it the same one that interacts with the red rocks?
Can you just lead this guy over there?
Hey, Moblin. Hey, could you help me can you hit that rusted switch over there with your big old mallet?
That would actually solve all of our problems, yeah.
Okay, sure. I want that to be a quest in one of these ROM hacks where you have to convince an enemy to help you.
Yeah, I can actually see that maybe being a thing that could be done in a ROM hack now because of decomp. I've seen so many custom enemies being added to games now, and certain things that normally you wouldn't interact with, and now you can.
But that's what Echoes of Wisdom does.
To be fair, you say that, and I'm like, you know, now thinking about it, there is a mod for the PC port of Ocarina of Time that just adds in Tears of the Kingdom mechanics, so I can see that being modded into Ocarina of Time. Just get an Echo of the Wisdom's mod.
Yeah.
So many cool ones for the PC port, too. I also seen a mod where they just added Pikmin into it. Which doesn't even make any sense for the world of Pikmin, but it's satisfying. Satisfying just to put them into Hylia.
Anything can be modded.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't want to fall here because you saw earlier when I fell down from fire, we respawn our last known entering location, which is all the way back where that red arrow is. That's pretty far. Let's not fall.
Think fast, Chuckle Nuts.
That bomb didn't.
That bomb entered the void.
There you go.
That one's good. This is the section that can be a little annoying, trying to hit these rocks with the bomb. Especially given how you don't have too much time for the second set. And also, can you explain how that missed?
Oh my gosh.
Game said no.
Apparently, it was basically on top of the rocks. That's how close that bomb was. It still didn't count.
There we go.
I don't know what was different between attempt number 2, but you know what? Sure, we'll take it. All this work.
No, you failed, Lester. You gotta get all 3. You failed.
Try again.
Imagine actually having to do that.
OCD be like, no. Damage boost.
Welcome to the Red Ice Cavern. This is our one and only dungeon here in Dawn of Dusk. Get your bottles ready. We're gonna need to get ourselves a lot of blue fire in this place. This is essentially just ice cavern.
The name fits at least, because there is a lot of red.
And it is very icy.
How can ice be red? That doesn't make any sense.
Is it hot or is it icy?
Yes.
Is it icy hot?
It's an icy hot, yes. Icy hot dungeon.
Alright, so, got a little bit of a problem here. Freezers, they're not coded to work with the Kokiri sword jump slash. So, you will do 0 damage to them with that said jump slash. A standard slash would work. Jump attack with the stick works, not jump attack with your said sword. But you know what does work? Jumping attacking into the void to unlock a door.
What?
Neat.
I'm so confused what just happened.
Yeah, so that sign we read coming into this room saying essentially these white platforms will reveal the way to a torch. Essentially the translation. This is a silver rupee puzzle. You collect all the silver rupees, then you get some platforms to appear there over that pit that leads you to the torch. And you can light it normally. Or you can just jump attack over there with fire. That works too. A little bit of a sequence break. You skip this whole room if you do that. But we'll do the puzzle anyways.
Because where's the fun in that?
Well, you can't play the game normally anyway, so...
Not wrong.
This is Lester we're talking about.
I'm saying in general.
So that's how you would light the torch. That platform is just big enough for you to walk across the gap and hit the torch with your fire. No need for me to do this part, I just want to show off.
Okay.
I'm not even sugarcoating it anymore. It's like, look, I can get infinite sword glitch.
Of course you can. It's not that hard, is it?
Not really.
No.
Now right there, if I chose to equip something else over that bottle, I would have turned that item into a bottle. That's how you could dupe over one of these if you wanted to. Any slot with a bottle.
Okay. Lester, I know the idea for the next challenge you gotta do. Play Ocarina of Time normally without any glitches.
At that point, just tell me to play the 3DS version.
What's wrong with the 3DS version?
Hand cramps everywhere.
It's good for you.
And I mean, purposely go out of your way to avoid doing the glitches you know by heart in your head. Play normally.
Honestly, at this rate, you're kind of just describing those videos I see every once in a while in my recommendations. Playing the game as Nintendo intended, and they're just following like one of those official player guides, which sometimes take on the most roundabout paths for a simple objective.
Yeah, I've seen those. It was funny.
Oh,
How did you-
about didn't make it.
Barely made that.
Yeah, I honestly thought I was missing that for a minute too.
Yak's blood for the blood god.
Alright, time that perfectly, because that could have ended poorly yet again. You have to wait for the platform you're riding to be right underneath you when you fall into that hole. I've jumped through that hole plenty of times without the platform being there in this game. Very easy to do.
Also, how did we just walk through an ice door?
I love also the random coffin in the middle of this red ice cavern.
He's weird.
So we're ready for a lore dump. This ghost is gonna tell us a lot about the Dusk side history. And I mean a lot. Get your popcorn.
By a false god. Oh boy.
Yeah, this is definitely an architect, not a composer or anything. Look, man, we don't have a model for an architect ghost. We have to use one of the composer brothers. Deal with it.
Is this a gimmick where, like, the two lands were together and then something happened and they separated?
Basically. Because of this god that we're being told about in this story is basically what separated the two lands.
Oh, good. The classic story.
I'll say, they kind of went all out with the lore for Dawning Dusk because the devs for this project didn't really need to make much of a story for this, but it's pretty in-depth for a small little package. It could have literally just been a dungeon simulator and it would have got the point across for a tech demo. Ah, would have bashed its head in. Oh, with what? Can you name a tool that bashes heads in?
My smashing board?
Okay, you know what? I actually wish that was the item of this dungeon, because that would be perfect.
Mod it in. Mod it in.
Yeah.
How did you get here? Get here, smashing board.
Excuse me, what? He definitely had a story to tell.
I forgot we were playing a game for a minute. Had a Metal Gear moment there for a second. More story than gameplay.
The ice leaf.
Like, legitimately, I like how they handled the story in this. Because I think of that interaction like a Metroid Prime scan log. You don't have to interact with that ghost at all. All you gotta do is just kill the enemy, and that's it. You don't have to actually interact with the soul.
Well, Metroid Prime had funny lore.
Yeah, where's my ghost that tells me, like, a Link, for example, curled up in a ball and broke all his bones?
Oh, God.
Also, my finger may have slipped there. Oops, that's a Decker Stick upgrade. Now we can carry 20. That's the only upgrade we're going to be getting in this game. Oh, that's nice. More sticks. It helps when they're stronger than a sword.
Yeah. For some reason.
I will never quite understand how that is.
Zelda lore.
It's a big stick. There, that's good enough for me. Double damage. I'm sorry, there was a challenge there?
Poor guy never stood a chance.
He didn't even see it coming. Remember that camera quirk I talked about earlier? Yeah, there's 2 chests that just spawned in this room and it only focused on one. That's an Ocarina limitation.
Yeah.
So this is the one you really do want to focus on paying attention to your audio cues, because this chest that it focused on, this is a heart container. Oh, I actually forgot there's 2 heart containers in this game. This one makes sense. The one in the final fight does not. This one actually is useful. This is the chest you actually want to focus on, because this is the required item you need to beat the rest of this game.
Let me guess. Is it a hammer? Yeah!
Yep, it is. But hey, wait a minute. Child Link can't use a hammer, silly. It doesn't even have a graphic in the game normally.
Wanna bet?
Well, the anticipation. Like, pull out your hammer and show us it does exist. Look, see, it even made a model for young Link for it.
That was a waste.
So, technically, you can use the hammer in Ocarina of Time as young Link, but you have to glitch it into the game. And if you do that, the hammer doesn't have a graphic. It's just invisible. So, a couple extra steps needed to be done to make this work in Dawn of Dusk. 1, make a graphic for it, for young Link. And 2, actually make it so you can use the item.
Now go sell it to the shopkeeper.
Yeah, you want this? I don't need it.
I'm not allowed to have hammers.
do you got there? A hammer?
At this point, we don't need bottles for anything else in our adventure, so now you can start filling them up with anything you need. I would recommend do not buy the green potion at all. It's a waste of money. There is no magic in this game. You are literally wasting your money if you buy that. I would just get fairies.
Why is that even a choice?
Yeah, it's kind of weird because they're just using a generic shop layout for this. You could customize shop layouts in Ocarina of Time, but this one didn't. So this is just pulling from one of the standard layouts. And green potion just happens to be one of the things in the shop. I don't know why.
You don't even have magic.
Take another fairy though.
Now those are actually handy.
We won't be using them, but you know, just in case. Alright, we're down to the dawn side for good. We got our last heart piece over there because of that red rock outside of the shop, and now we got our that fairy, so might as well go back into Dusk side where we saw a rusted switch. But we must go there in style.
Bomb slide.
Oh, yep. The closet trick.
It didn't even save them much time, but it just looks flashy.
I thought you didn't actually hit that for a minute and the game was just like, good enough.
I've missed before, so yeah, that could be a situation we just keep on banging nothing. Alright, so welcome to our final area here in Dawn and Dusk, the Dusk Palace Gardens. The scariest part is that we have guards here. And the weird thing about guards is that in the base Ocarina of Time experience, we encountered these guys in a top-down area. So it's very easy to figure out where you need to stand and where you can't stand for their vision. In a 3D environment like this, though, oh god, it's so finicky.
Oh, hi.
Sometimes they don't see you like this, while other times they will see you clear as day. Gonna chill back here in the corner. Just hope he doesn't notice.
Shoot him.
I wish that would work. Because normally you can't use any items in this kind of section with guards either in the base game. But no items interact with them.
For this type of game, if you did shoot a guard, it would just knock him out. Let's be fair here.
Yeah? Like, I would think of it as like the Gerudos, where you just slice the guard and it'll just get knocked out. Hello? Thank you. Don't know how I missed the first time, but there. Final heart piece.
Game had a thing for a second.
I was like, wait, did he grab it? I don't think so. Grabbing items underwater in Ocarina is weird anyways, because you have to dive for it. That's why it's so weird.
You can't keep me out.
No, I'll come right back in.
Do you believe in your hype that much? I am the hype!
To be fair, these guards are better than the ones in Metal Gear.
Yeah, you can walk right in front of a guard in that series, and I don't even think they noticed me. Let alone care.
You got a hammer. You could have easily knocked him out, but no.
Game says no.
Now, I do believe you can do the same strategy in this area that you can in base Ocarina of Time with guards, where you can just side hop past them. If you get frame perfect side hops, where basically Link leaves the ground the second he touches it, you do go right past the guard and they don't notice you. But the moment Link is on the ground for more than one frame, they catch you. That includes through walls. I would not recommend it in a 3D space.
Okay.
That's weird.
Alright, so hopefully you can hold this torch for a while. Because we got a long section to go through with all the guards, and we gotta light some torches on the way.
He honestly did not care.
Yeah, this is the section where it gets a little tight. because you barely have enough time to go from one torch to another in this section, and the guards are in your way too.
Why is he guarding his torch?
Good question. I'm gonna, you know what, if they cheat, I cheat back. I'm gonna store that flame in my pocket for a minute. Sir, please come back so I can leave.
I just want to get out of here.
They may have paid attention earlier. You saw this little eye switch. I avoided it the first time in this area. Now we want to hit it. If you activated that before, you wouldn't be able to get the heart piece. You would have to turn it back off to get the heart piece, because the platform's now in your way. But we don't need that problem situation anymore. We got the heart piece. We're good. Excuse me.
Man, what is peripheral vision?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe they need some glasses.
Now, if you do get caught, does the torch stay lit still?
Yeah, they do stay lit in these sections that you already hit the main torch. Every time you hear that jingle, they stay lit because that's a flag.
Man, what is peripheral vision? That guy just walked right past you.
I know, he walked right back to the flaming stick. And it's like, nah, there's nothing here.
Hi, Link. How you doing?
Wait, Link! And he's already gone. Alright, that's all the ones we need to light. There's one more torch you can light, which makes a shortcut to this area from the entrance. You can light that if you want a shortcut, but we don't really need it.
Because in this house, we do things the legit way. We don't take shortcuts.
Speak for yourself.
Fancy chest for a nice boss key.
I actually like that chest. I wish they use that more often.
Yeah, I like the normal design for boss key chests in both N64 Zeldas, but putting a nice little purple texture on it actually fits in this case pretty well. Alright, one more torch we actually need to light because there's a giant gate in front of this locked door. Talk about being redundant.
Man, they really didn't want you in there.
Look, man, I can't get in there normally anyways. Why put a gate in front of the door? Alright, so hopefully you got this Dusk tunic because this is a fire area. And this is a fire-resistant tunic. If you didn't get this, well, I hope you got enough hearts. Because there's a timer. Alright, can you guess the name of this boss? Fan favorite.
Vivacia?
That's not how you spell Vivacia.
Umbradia? Why were those guards guarding this thing? Of all things.
So, this is the so-called god of the Dusk side that we've been hearing so much about. It's a fire dragon. I don't think they thought this one through too much. Fire dragon isn't normally a good god to worship. Normally they're full of destruction.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is just essentially Vivacia but reskinned and a different style of arena. So we know how to fight this kind of boss. Hit it with the head, with the hammer, and then strike the head when it's vulnerable. Unfortunately, one big gimmick to this fight that's a little annoying is that some of the holes Vivacia pops her head out of, they're in really awkward to get to spots. So you really gotta rush when you see Vivacia pop their head out. And I'm gonna keep on just calling this boss Vivacia because that's what it is.
Because I'm not gonna waste my time trying to say the other name.
Yeah.
Umbradia or whatever it is name is.
Yeah.
And you got enough rocks?
I thought it was coming up behind you for a second.
Yeah, if this guy just swam up behind us, that'd be bad.
Whoa.
Getting there. One more good hit and this dragon should be defeated. Although I love seeing the tail glitch through the wall like that. That's great. I really wish we had explosives for this fight, because there are technically 2 Vivagias. There's one in the ground, and then there's one that flies around up in the sky. They're technically 2 different models and 2 different hitboxes, but they share health. That's why you saw the creature clip through the floor for a bit. That was the second Vivagia. Well, there, the big scary dragon is defeated. The Dusk side and the Dawn side can now be one again.
Big stupid snake.
Take the head. Take the head.
My trophy. And here's our final heart container. Not like we'll be needing it where we're going. I guess it would have been helpful if you didn't have like any health left and you didn't have the Dusk tunic at that point. That's it. And that's also the end of the game. As soon as we get to the warp, here's our little makeshift credit sequence.
That was fun.
Yeah, it's a fun little short adventure. I recommend people trying this one out. It's a fun little sit down. Not very too much to the game, but it is supposed to be a tech demo for 64DD modding specifically. And again, you can play this on anything. N64, Virtual Console, emulators. You're not limited to just 64DD hardware. Yeah, that was it for Zelda 64, Dawn and Dusk. A nice short little adventure on the 64DD. Don't know what was very 64DD about this adventure, but it was a fun Dawn and Dusk. Oh, wait a minute. I get it now. Dawn and Dusk, DD.
Wait a minute. Dawn and Dusk is DD.
I don't know, you guys.